Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Josh and welcome to Interlagos for the Brasilia Grand Prix. Here at this incredible 2.6 mile circuit, we've witnessed some incredible racing throughout history here. It's one of the, I think, the best tracks on the calendar for sure. And some incredible winners, obviously Alan Prost being one of them, who's got around 6 wins to his name around this track. And obviously joining me today, we've got the incredible partner, but then we're not married. Anyway, so we've got the incredible partner, the incredibly good-looking Mr. Jack here, or Matthead, but I'll be referring him to Jack. How are you been, good sir?
I have been well, my friend. I'm excited to be here, let's put it that way. I feel quite honoured to be asked to commentate for hashtag Team LCR versus Team TOR. I'm very excited. And I've got to say, we've got some thrilling guys out there today. Some of the best that these two leagues have to offer, going head-to-head in a three-way scrap, actually. But yeah, I'm excited to be here for a very prestigious track. Josh.
Yes, obviously the first man on track we have the Toro Rosso of LAR Lives. We're going to have to try and learn some new names to pronounce, but yeah, as you were saying, we've got some incredible guys. I mean, just going off, I mean, we've got the lineups, which I will go through for people. So to start with, we'll go with LCR, as you know, Team LCR. Normally you can't be biased, but I think we can a little bit, can't we? So starting with LCR in the Red Bull, we have Revenge and Hayden, followed by in the Williams with Fredstar and Apex, and then finally in the Toro Rosso we have Lives and Amazed. And then going into TOR, we'll start with Europe. In the Force India we have Leopard and Sims. Leopard obviously won the championship for TOR and also LTR, so he's definitely one to look out for here. And then in the Haas we have Robbo and Visualize, and Visualize is a very quick driver as well. And then in the Ferrari we have Pepsi and Jordan Gibbs. And then going into the Pacific side, as you will probably see from the names, we have in the Merc we have Warden and Ryan, Renault, Fens and Master Berserk. In the McLaren we have Zombie and Jetson F1. I know Jetson came in quite late for a replacement along with some other guys, but stay on board with I believe Lives in Sector 2 now is the first man who will set a time.
He is coming through turn number 6 up towards turn number 8 now, sorry, my apologies, got that corner wrong, and for a long sweep on left hand of this turn number 9, which can actually be very off-putting, as he actually almost does there, gets a bit of oversteer, but he's okay. He's got about 5 laps of fuel, so you might see Lives go for 2 laps here in the Toro Rosso. As he comes up towards the famous corner, most people just notice that it's that Glock corner, that famous corner in 2008, where Lewis Hamilton passes a bit, dropped it actually into the grass, and he has gone Colin McRae, and there is a Mercedes just behind him. I believe, oh, he's made contact with the Mercedes! LCR and TOR have come together. Zero place grid penalty instant with Warden as he dropped it at the last corner. So now Warden has got half a front wing. Absolute carnage in qualifying, and he will dive it straight into the pits, which means the first man to settle up will be the Williams. Let me just see and try and find who it is. It's actually, I cannot seem to find who on earth is actually on their first lap, but there we are. First EVR Fredster, LCR man takes pole at the minute with a 109.5. Jetson in the McLaren 109.7. Zombie Hunter on the soft interest in the other McLaren 110.4. But then Leopard comes in for TOR Europe setting a 9.3, and then New Zealand ride for TOR Pacific. So interested to note that the two had a bit of a scrap intertwined as well. 109.2 for New Zealand Ryan. I think that was ESR Amazed in LCR, just 109.797, just behind Jetson. TOR Jordan Gibbs of a 10.1, and Liv's coming in with 151.7. I don't think that's a representative time. Robbo with a 109.4 as well. That's a fantastic lap by the Haas drivers. He put himself in a P3, and Liv's again almost dropping it into Robbo then as well. Fens as well in the Renault representing Pacific comes with 109.5. So early signs of a fantastic lap, by the way. He got saved by Fen on the soft compound tyre, only 3 tenths off of pole position. Sims only 600ths off New Zealand Ryan, so a good first lap by the lad. And yeah,
we've got some other people now going around setting their second times. Who then validated, not too sure, but we've got Revenge in the Red Bull along with Pepsi. We've got Visualize as well, Master Berserk and Hayden. So 2 of the Red Bulls out there trying to settle up late on potentially, unless they are going to dive in. But yeah, with the incident with Warden and Livs there, obviously I think Livs tried to stay on the track because Ryan's actually just gone quickest with a pretty much a 109 flat there. As Revenge has just gone 10th, but yeah, incredible lap from Ryan, around a 10th quicker than Leopard. So
yeah,
the,
it was a bit of a top trump really there, because Leopard came into that 109.111, went fastest. Literally about half a second later, Ryan's gone quickest with 109.007. So that's a sign that these two could be a battle. Of course, these two are part of different teams technically. TOR Pacific and TOR Europe, of course, trying to claim the bragging rights of being the best team in TOR out of the 2 leagues. So them two putting in fantastic laps. Sims, I believe, TOR Pepsi actually just going for 109.3. Yeah, good lap by the TOR lad. He'll be happy with that lap. Josh,
Hayden's P9.
He is indeed.
And Visualise as well, P6.
Yeah, he's actually just now been demoted due to the hash driver and Visualise. So give us an update, Josh. What's happening in terms of the LCR lads? Where are they exactly?
Alright, so we're going to start with LCR. Well, I'm going to start with the Red Bulls. Currently, obviously Revenge and Hayden. Revenge is currently P13 and then Hayden is up in P10. So, you know, if it's going by points, he's on 1 point. And then followed in the Williams, we have EVR Fredster, who's now in P9. He obviously, you know, he was pulled on the first lap there, but I feel like he's got a bit more to give. And then his teammate of Apex is currently in 13th. And then finally in the Toro Rosso, we have Livs and Amazed, both of them. Well, Livs is 16th, who, I mean, a 1 minute 23. Probably not really a valid lap time. And then obviously Amazed in P11 there. So, you know, overall, I mean, they're not doing the best at the minute, but to be fair, it's very close. If just looking at the times, I mean, from 11th to pole, it's about 6 tenths in it. And you know how easy it is to find a couple of tenths on the corner if you mess up. So maybe we'll see some incredible improvements in the second stint, you could say.
Yep, I'm just on board with the McLaren and the Mercedes, sorry, and the TOR Pacific team of Warden after his incident with our lad Livs. He is back out and just now come around towards Sector 3 now. This guy is very quick. You know, him versus Ryan, 2 Mercedes drivers, will be definitely guys to watch out for in terms of the TOR side at the moment. But it looks like Leopard might be very much involved in that battle as well. Hoping some lads like EVR Fredster and Visualise can get involved for us. As up to the line comes Warden. He sets a 109.065, 600ths off of Ryan, so that's definitely a sign that he does have the pace. So good lap by the Aussie there. He'll be happy with that lap, just narrowly out to his compadre from New Zealand. So not a too bad lap for the Pacifics. Currently lined up first and second. Fens is just about to come to line on the super soft, interestingly. It's just now starting a lap, I believe. Currently on a 109.5 on the softs. That's a good lap for him, you've got to say, to be only half a second off on the soft compound tyres. He's done a fantastic effort there for his first lap. Just seen a Red Bull come out of the pits, and as well the LCR driver VSR Amazed on his way out as well. So we'll keep an eye on them, most definitely. That's interesting.
Yeah, stick on board with Fens here. Just because he said it's only one of 2 guys on the softs. What, Fens or someone else?
Yeah, I think Fens has just backed off because he put it in lean and he's currently sitting in 8th gear coming through the corners. So I think that's a sign he's not going for it. Maybe maybe he's just going for one more lap. Actually, runs
now he's definitely not.
Now he's definitely
he's
not.
Definitely not now.
He's rallying it across turn number 9.
Yeah. Okay, stay on board. We've got Jordan Gibbs coming up to the line there. Warden is just dived in. So. Okay.
2 Williams drivers just
maybe
now on their way out.
Will...
Fredster.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Fens.
Yeah, it will do. He's about to start a lap, I believe. 3 minutes 20 to go in the session, so not too long at all. Most guys will probably be considering coming out sooner rather than later to get their laps in. Of course, tyre wear is pretty, you know, it has a bit of effect around the Brazilian circuit. So the guys got to be careful on their tyres. Maybe a 2-stop can be preferred by some guys just to get the pace out. And again, Fens starts cruising. So I'm not really too sure what's happened. I believe he's Amazed. The LCR lad and Toro Rosso has just started a lap. Currently sits 12th, but he's only 6 tenths off of pole. So the top 12 separated by 6 tenths. You can't write stuff like that in Formula 1. You just simply cannot. Through turn number 4 into 5, he comes a little bit wide there, all over towards turn 6 and 7. Just a tricky double right-hander, which is actually pretty nice when you nail it in qualifying, but then in the race, once massively wide, they might get a corner cut penalty for that. But he continues on like normal. That's got 4 laps to fill though, so plenty of time to do another lap, and time left in the session as well with 2.5 minutes. But yeah, hoping for a bit of improvement from the lad in the Toro Rosso representing LCR today. It actually starts short shift now, so it might be a sign that he's going for another lap.
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys now, obviously all starting their laps, obviously Fred being one of them. We've got Robbo in sector 2 currently, who is on a lap in the Haas there. We've got Jetson as well on them, Karen, and obviously Fens is going to be starting his lap after all the troubling, well, we say troubling, but we don't really know what his plan was. Drizzle's Revenge in the Red Bull, potentially on a lap here. He's coming up to the, well, technically turn 14 and
Oh, we have
15,
just improved. Master
but not
Berserk
really,
has just
corners.
gone 3rd place, 100th off of Warden. Drizzt does not final. He's 10 seconds off his time, so I think that's it. But he's got the, is that a house behind him? Yeah, that's Robbo just behind him, so he might be hindered a little bit by his lap.
I think Robbo just
P5.
improved as well. Yeah, I think he did just...
that might have been a cheeky bit of slipstream there. He's a 10th up in the first sector.
Potentially.
So you get the other flag sector 2. What has happened there? Who has had a moment?
Even got Fredster coming up to the line.
He goes P4.
P4 for him.
Fantastic lap by the LCR
lap.
lad. 3,000 off, 3,000 ahead of TOR Leopard. Master Berserk parks it. He's actually binned out at turn 5 actually by the looks of things. So no more.
Fens has crashed with ESR Amaze.
Oh no!
The Renault driver of Fens has collided into the back of ESR Amaze there, and that's Fens now done. His best time was on the softs, but because he's outside the top 10, he can start on whether he wants to. We've got a couple of guys approaching the line now to start their final runs.
Yeah, by looks of things,
Yeah, that's a shame from him.
Everyone's just now starting their final laps. Fred has gone. I think Fred's going for another lap here, just to use every single ounce of fuel that he has left in that car. Who should we stick on board with? That's the question. We've got LAR lives in the TOR Rosso, because we're trying to few corners at the moment. Currently on the 23.1, so surely he's got more time than that. Up to the line for the TOR Rosso. He does a 10 dead, which puts him P15 for the moment. And actually, I think we just saw an improvement as well. A little bit further back, that was Jetson. 109.4, which has just bumped him ahead of Visualize there. So not a bad lap by the lad.
Fred's on second.
Fantastic lap.
I think he's bailed. Yeah, he's not going to do another one. An incredible lap there for the LCR in that Williams. He's split the two Mercedes as Ryan has now just crossed the line with the new fastest lap of 108.8, which is going to have to take some time to beat him. But Warden,
what about Warden?
Warden's going to line. He's got it
as well.
And now Leopard as well following it. Will Leopard be able to? Leopard's done it. 108.7 from Leopard there. Incredible laps from all of them. I don't know if anyone else will be able to challenge. We've got Sims coming up to the line. Zombie Hunter's just gone P7. Visualize now just taking that spot on P7. Sims coming out to the line. He did improve, but he was invalidated.
Libs, we'll keep an eye on him. He comes to the line. He apparently has just said 7 temps up, I believe. So this could be a huge improvement.
Yeah, he's also the only guys. The other Red Bull of Revenge will be starting from the back as he has bailed on his lap.
TOR
See what
Rosso
Libs can
goes
do.
9th.
P9 for him.
109.2. So, P4 for the highest man in LCR. Not a bad effort at all by the Williams driver. Good lap from Fred, but, I mean, look at them lap times from the lads in the TOR. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's a TOR 1, 2, 3. It's not quite 1, 2, 3 because it's a Europe first, and then second and third is the Aussie lads. So, they'll be wanting to get back out and trying to have a bit of bragging rights. So, here is your rundown.
Livs has got his penalty as well.
Oh, he's got his 5-place grid penalty for the incident. But on pole position is TOR Leopard. We're so used to seeing him. He was the champion of LCR and TOR Europe. He starts on pole position. Alongside him is Warden. Just behind them, New Zealand Ryan. Only a 10th between the top 3. Then comes Fredster, Master Berserk, Robbo, Visualize, Zombie Hunter, LAR Lives. He does have that 5-place grid penalty, which means Hayden starts in 9th place. Sim starts 10th. Then you've got Pepsi, Amazed, Jetson, Fens, and Jordan Gibbs, Apex, and Drizzt's Revenge round out the grid. So, I mean, that is close, Josh. I mean, 7 tenths between the top 16. You cannot write stuff like that.
Yeah, that is incredible. We've got rain. We've got rain. That is something we did not talk about being Brazil and the weather control. It's very light at the minute, so not too sure completely what will happen there. But no, what I was going to say, we actually sadly do have 2 LCR guys starting at the back, 18th and 17th. So, but we do have obviously Fred starting at P4, I believe it was. So, you know, definitely a mix in qualifying for the LCR lads. But, you know, with the race, who knows what will happen, especially with rain.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting with the rain factor in there. Intermediate conditions by the looks of things. It might get heavier, it might even get drier. You know, that's what Brazil's known for, is rapid weather changes in these rather conditions here at the circuit, the Interlagos, and we get ready to build up towards those 5 red lights for a prestigious night in LCR and our history. We've got the formation lap.
The formation lap. Is it bad that I knew that was on, but I didn't say it to you beforehand because I knew it would catch you out?
Yeah, cheers for that, Josh. Appreciate that. But yeah, what we've got the formation
what I
lab
can do.
is...
Oh, visualize already been.
Oh, I was going to say, we're going to have a little rundown
Yes,
as
I was
to
gonna,
who's where.
We've got loads of people
in
being
terms of leagues.
disqualified.
You know, who is exactly where. So, Josh, take us through. So, first of all, take us through, you know, obviously, pole man is TOR Europe's TOR Leopard. Then you've got two Aussie lads, and your TOR Pacific lads of Warden and New Zealand Ryan. Then comes the first LCR lad, who put it in P4, EVR Fredster. Then comes another TOR Pacific. So, in fact, 3 guys in the top 5, all part of TOR Pacific. Good qualifying for them. Then you've got the, I believe, Robbo is part of TOR Europe. So, good effort by him, P6.
Along with his teammate, visualise there, in P7, both the hats.
Europe's. Then Zombie Hunter in the Pacific, P8. Then you've got another LCR lad, Hayden, starting in P9. Sims in the Force India, who I believe as well is
Europe.
Is Europe, yeah. I'm trying to remember as we go here. There's a lot to remember. TOR Pepsi was also Europe, starts 11th. Then you've got another LCR lad of ESR Maze, who was miles back on the formation lap. Jetson F1 in the McLaren, who is TOR Pacific P13. LER lives in LCR P14 and nearly actually drops it on the formation lap, actually. Just went on board with him. V-Fens, a lad who normally is near the front. TOR Pacific lad starting P15. Then comes TOR Europe of Jordan Gibbs. Then the final 2 lads, unfortunately, on the back row of the grid are indeed LCR with Apex and Drizzt's Revenge, but I'm sure we'll see them try and do their best to climb up through the field. And Josh, just looking at the roster, we have a mighty roster here, ready for the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Yeah, we really do. It is incredible. We've got obviously last couple of guys just lining up for the formation lap, Libs being one of them. We've got Amazed, who's still in Sector 2. Fred and Hayden as well, they're taking their time to get round, but you can't blame them. Maybe trying to, you know, learn the track a bit more, working out, you know, with the weather. But yeah, we're just gonna. I mean, as you were saying, the drivers, it's incredible. We saw that from qualifying, with how close it was between the top 16. To be fair,
yeah.
It wasn't even, normally you say it's close between, you know, maybe 4th to 7th, but no, this was close between 1st to 16th. It was yeah, incredible qualifying and hopefully a incredible race as well.
Yep, as we're just waiting for the last guy. Is it ESR Amaze that we're still waiting for? Yes, we are, as he is absolutely cruising it. He is like, I mean, there's also, I believe that's a Williams just around the corner as well. Hayden's just now parking up in the Red Bull. Bit of psychological stuff going on here by the lad, you've got to say, as well as EVR Fredster. So the 2 lads that are part of LCR taking an eternity to get this race started. I mean, you look at the grid, keep your eye on that second row for R-Man and LCR, EVR Fredster, but as well, don't forget to keep your eye on the battle for the front, because I mean, any mistake from any of these guys is going to cost them dearly because of how close we saw the pace. But rain can change everything on a dime. This is a prestigious moment for both TOR and LCR, and Josh, I'm privileged to be able to take you through this start, and I bet you're just as excited as I am.
I am. I definitely am. Are we waiting for someone or not?
I think we're still waiting for Maze. Still
waiting for Maze.
Like, I've never seen anyone go so slow on a formation.
Oh, I have. A certain CK. CK the Flying Scot. I'll call him out here. He likes to take his time on formation laps.
I mean,
I can say that.
I think
for
I
sure.
could have done. I think I could have done this lap in the. Seriously, like, by the way this is going.
Are we speeding up?
Hey, you've done this. I could have done this in my mum's Nissan Micra quicker. Right, let me tell you that much. But here we go.
He is now approaching the line.
There he is.
Not even at the back.
I can guarantee there's probably a few hand gestures towards him by the guys at the back as we get ready. As the screen's actually just gone black, the final ticks come on. And what is happening at the moment? There we are ready. 3, 4, 5 red lights ahead of the Racer Champions, TOR versus LCR, and it is now lights out, and away we go. Decent start by this man on the second row. Looks like New Zealand one, the one towards turn 1, same with Warden. Terrible start, by the way, for TOR Leopard, and as well, EVR Fredster to come towards turn number 1. Master Berserk, fending nicely now, trying to go down the inside. TOR Leopard to come for turn number 2 now. Side by side, meanwhile, the action turn behind, sort of slotting in nicely. But a terrible start by TOR Leopard. Great start by Warden and New Zealand one. They're in a P1 and 2. Master Berserk jumps Fredster, and now actually Robbo contact in the background as well. That was the Force India and the Ferrari. No idea who that was actually. It looks like to be a few guys down the back, but a bit of contact there coming out of turn 3. And it is indeed still the 2 Pacific lads who lead out of turn number 5. Then comes Leopard, Master Berserk jumping him, Fredster, Robbo jumping him as well. And Zombie Hunter as well. Freds has been jumped by 4 guys off the line. Terrible start by Lad. Needs to improve. Lives with a good start, but now Zombie Hunter is off. The McLaren driver has had a moment at turn number 7 through to 8, and now it's to sort of let everyone through to get past. Bit of a dramatic start, bit of a cagey start. Josh, anything to really report?
Yes, so going into turn 1 and 2, we had ESR Mays and also the Ferrari of Jordan Gibbs, who both went off going into turn 2, and then just further on into turn 3 we had Sims having a moment, and also someone like Jetson, and then also Visualize going into turn 1 as Hayden's just nearly spun it there, and Visualize had to put on the brakes not to hit him, but Zombie Hunter's now going to look on his inside. I think Visualize has still managed to get it. Yeah, Visualize into turn 1, went a bit wide, lost a lot of positions, but he's trying to... Jetson's struggled twice now on this first lap, so maybe with the Inter's condition, the setup is not right. Obviously we don't know what's happening. We've got some guys pitting, Zombie Hunter being one of them. We also have Pepsi, both Ferraris of Pepsi and Jordan Gibbs are going to be stacking, as Jordan Gibbs has got a 5-second stop go penalty, which is not what he wants. We also have the Force India Sims, who is now jumping into the pit, but yeah, overall a great start from the 2 Mercs there, and Leopard with the you know, sadly not the greatest start. But in terms of the LCR guys,
I'd just like to quickly say, just have a look at the starts. Fens climbing 8 positions, Livs climbing 6. Fantastic start by the way from them. They're climbing 7th and 8th. Fens has actually just got past Livs at turn 1 there. And now it's starting to close up to the back of EVR Fredster. The actual highest one in LCR lad at the moment. He needs to get a wriggle on at the moment, as actually now the top 3 starting to pull away. But yeah, in terms of the LCR lads, how are they getting on at the moment, Josh?
Yeah, so the 2 Williams of obviously Fred being our highest, currently P6, but he's got, well, Liv's actually just behind P8 in that TOR Rosso, but Fred's teammate of Apex is currently in 13th, and then Liv's teammate in the TOR Rosso being Amaze down in 14th sadly, so he is behind Apex, but Amaze did have the moment. And then going on to our 2 Red Bull, Hayden and Revenge, they're both at a minute.
As actually Fens is trying to go around the inside of EVR Fredster and run out towards turn number 1. Can the Pacific I'll get it done? Fredster squeezing him there and run out towards turn number 1. Dive bomb though from Fredster to try and just force his way through, but Fred having absolutely none of it and fends it through the centre S's and keeps that P6 for now, and may potentially start to sort of back off to let Livs may and try and battle him to get through. You've got to say at the minute, it is definitely advantage Pacific. They are dominating at the minute, but Ryan is starting to close up to Warden here. So the 2 lads who are both Mercedes, they need to sort of work together a little bit here to make sure they don't go for anything suicidal, because they have got Leopard bearing down on them at the moment. And then Master Berserk, Robbo and Fredster all equally apart, but then Fens just behind him. So it's very close at the moment between the Aussie lads of Pacific, TOR man, and LCR. Yard flag in sector 2, and it is Drizzt's revenge. It's an LCR lad who's dropped it coming into turn number 8. Drizzt needs to get back on the track. Let's see TSR Maze through there, but he's down into P14 now after a good start for him. He got up, sort of getting closer to the points, but now he's at a moment, and his day is definitely going from bad to worse. As actually Livs is starting to close up to the back of Fens here as they come towards the final corner, well, what is technically the final corner. I mean, it's all a corner, but it's all pretty much flat out in these wet conditions that it can be very slippery. Lads need to make sure they get it perfectly right. That's interesting actually to mention, Josh, in terms of qualifying. Did the guys go for a wet setup? Because obviously, because of these wet conditions, Livs are contacting at the wall. Livs is in the wall at turn number 1, and he's got no front wing. Terrible day. It's just got worse, and actually now he's retired. So the first DNF of the race is an LCR lad. LAR Livs is had enough. That's a shame really to see. But that now from its Visualize and Hayden, I'm in a P8 and P9. Actually, Ryan is definitely close to Warden here as they come through turns number 6 and 7 up towards turn number 8. He's 3 tenths behind. It's definitely looking like he's bearing down on his fellow teammate in TOR. Pressure's on them though. Will they battle though? That's the question. Or will they sort of work together just to maybe keep trying to get away from Leopard, because they've got a 1.7 second gap. That's the question, and that's what's always interesting about this race, because it is a team event, but of course you still want to have the honour of being the man who won the Race of Champions.
Yeah, I was going to say, Leopard seems to be struggling, I think, a fair bit. It's allowed Master to now catch up to 7 steps, obviously no DRS in the rain. But it does appear that Leopard does seem to be struggling. He is dropping back from the 2 Merc guys, as there we go, sadly. This has now left the session and are losing one of the Toro Rosso drivers for LCR. It is a shame at the end of the day. You know, we got to lap 4 without a retirement, but it's F1. There's always going to be one, isn't there? At the end of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't really help it. You know, there's always got to be there's always got to be the first one in Formula One. You know, the first retirement, and unfortunately it has happened to one of our lads. But we still will continue on with the optimism, hoping that likes of Fredster as well as Apex and Maze, Drizzits can all do their best to climb up, work their way through the field, and hopefully it might get drier and they might maybe see the pace come a little bit back. So it's not going too great for our lads so far, but we'll definitely continue with the optimism. Let's just say that. Lap number 5 still,
yes, 100%.
and the top 4 still remain the same. Robbo is now 2.6 behind as Fred actually starts to close up, as Fens starts to drop off to him now. So Fred's just starting to creep up on the man currently sitting in P5. As actually that's a chance for us to maybe celebrate a little bit, because it's kind of been a bit of despair off the line for us, but we'll persevere as usual. But yeah, Hayden as well, you've got to say,
yeah,
in the Red Bull doing well, P9, so not going too bad.
Yeah, obviously his teammate of Ren sadly did have that moment in Sector 2, which has dropped him back to, well, I think it was 14th, now 13th, due to the retirement of Libs. But I mean, Revenge, he still made positions due to the sadly the poor qualifying from him. But I'm sure he'll be happy that he's still here in the race. But someone like Jetson F1 and the McLaren, who's currently P10, he seems to be struggling a lot in the wet conditions, with nearly a 7-second gap to our driver of Hayden in that Red Bull. But one thing I will like to point out is this sort of battle for P5 with Robbo, Fred, Fens and Visualize, who's just a tiny bit behind. Obviously Visualize trying to catch up to his teammate of Robbo, who's currently setting actually his personal best in time. But the weather currently, it's raining, but the track doesn't look that wet. I don't know if you. No,
it doesn't look like as if it is proper light. It does look like as if it is very much light intermediate conditions. Of course, on this game, any weather, it's every single drop of rain is different. And I mean, you've got to say as well, it's definitely looking like lighter than what you'd expect for normal intermediate conditions. I mean, sometimes you see on this game, don't you, where it's raining, but the dry tyres are still quicker. It's definitely as if the intermediates are the quicker tyre, but it's definitely not quite as wet as you'd think it is. At the moment, it's sort of very greasy though, I have to say. It does look as if it is sort of very greasy and very slippery on the track though, so the guys have still got to be very much keep their wits about them, as you would usually do in the intermediates. Master Berserk is actually starting to close up to Leopard as well, as I'm just still sticking on board with the battle between the two Mercedes, and obviously TOR, Big Will and All-Round Cricket will definitely be keeping an eye on this battle, but we will definitely keep our eye on this one as well, because it looks thrilling at the moment. It might actually climax, but I think maybe Ryan and Warden are agreeing to sort of work together here to just sort of try and keep pulling away, because they're doing a fantastic job at the moment holding down that 1-2. But definitely the Pacific League. So
yeah, I was going to say, I'm just sticking on board with Fens. So a bit further down, the Fred and Fens here, and Fens, he has his moments where he just catches up to Fred rapidly, but he can't seem to get close enough to get a move done, which we have to say we are happy about. We want Fred to do all he can for the LCR lads, but at the same time we want to see some good racing. But as you were saying with the two Mercs, I think they are just sort of working together, at least for the moment anyway. I know. Yeah. I know they're good friends, but I know sometimes in races they do work together, but at the same time sometimes they don't, which is a very interesting dynamic duo, you could say. I feel like they probably will work together today, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, it is a race champ. It's all for a bit of fun, really. It's all a nice bit of a fun event. So you've got to say these lads probably want to go at it again, just for a bit of fun, really. But I mean, they're still probably thinking about the team event for the moment. Lap number 8 just now started by them, and well, they're 2.6 seconds clear at the moment. No real sign of Brian looking too dangerous on Warden, but then again, Warden is not really making too many mistakes, as well as actually Ryan getting a little bit of oversteer there through turn number 3, just going out the centre S's, so it's not going too bad. A bit of sort of drifting almost, you could say, in a Formula 1 car. Who thought anyone would see that? But actually, Fens is definitely on the back of Fred here, by the way. Looking further back, look at it, it's now 3/10 the
Fred's
gap.
closing to Robbo as well.
It could turn into a three-way scrap, which is just what we want to see.
Cheeky little, yes, three-way battle. I mean, Visualize actually dropped off a fair bit now. It's nearly 3 seconds behind. He's about 2.7, but the gap is stretching out even more. As Fens, sort of looking on the inside there. I don't know if you caught that.
Having a little sniff. He was having a little sniff.
Having a little sniff. I mean, that's a saying that, you know, okay, we're going to stick with that. Yeah, having a little sniff, though. Instead of having a look, having a sniff.
Yeah,
but, yes, so moving on. Moving on. Oh, Amazed and Apex. I think Apex has had a moment there and actually has let Amazed through. Or maybe he saw Amazed was quicker, so Apex did go AI.
LCR lads
Obviously,
working
both of
together,
these lads are
lovely to
LCR.
see, even if it is for 0 points.
There may not be,
Warden sets the fastest lap. 21.6. Good lap by the driver, and that's actually maybe a sign that, you know, maybe it's time to sort of gun it a little bit, try and create a gap to Ryan. I mean, he's now got just coming up to almost 4 seconds clear of Leopard. He's just sort of about 3.5, about 3.6 seconds clear, so it's not too bad for him. He's definitely got the gap to third, but obviously he'll want to make the gap to Ryan because he'll want to win the prestigious honour of winning this race on merit as well. As Fred will continue to close up. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to stick on well with this battle for fifth, and it's exactly what you keep saying, where, you know, Fens close up, but then he loses it again. It might be because of the dirty air, but it just always seems as if he gains it and then loses it. Very inconsistent.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say I agree with my own statement, but yeah, with the dirty air as well. But one thing I think we can agree on, I think it's time for the TOR guys all to pit onto the super softs. I think you agree, don't you?
Yeah,
I
think that'd be the optimal strategy for them.
I think.
I know we should really share it with TOR lads. But yeah, I would say yeah.
But that's the right call.
So just pit now, guys. I think that's really the optimal strategy. LCR lads, I'd say stay out at the minute. I think you guys have just got to play the risky game of saying I'm on these wet tyres.
Yeah,
it looks
definitely.
to be this sunshine weather. So I'd say, yeah, stay out at the moment. And actually, Fens has taken our advice. He dives into the pits.
He's taken our advice.
Fens dives it in on lap number 10. If this is for super softs, I may die.
It'll probably be softs.
It's for intermediates.
But, oh no, it's for inters again. Okay.
Bit of an unusual strategy.
He didn't take on.
But now promotes Amaze.
But he did
points. Amaze has got a single point for us. So, and Hayden also up in a P8. So it's not going too bad. It's getting better by the moment. He is.
Hayden has been closing to the back of the Haas driver. You know, let's just say this: an LCR of Hayden is closing to the slow driver of the Haas of Visualize.
Like seriously, I know that we said that we weren't supposed to be biased, but I mean, come on.
We have to be a little bit.
Yeah, but not that biased.
I like Visualize. He's a nice guy, but obviously all about LCR. So we've got to promote that as much. And then we have the two slow drivers at the front, Warden and Ryan. You know, they got like a 4-second gap. It doesn't.
Can I just remind you what you've commentated on before? So you can't really say swap, can you? But actually, Warden dives into the pits. Lap number 10, race leader.
Is he gonna take our advice?
He might go on to the. I reckon full wets for him. Leopard comes in.
That'll
probably be soft tyres. 5-6 stop go. Ooh, that might come.
We can't. No. Why are we saying? Ooh, we have to be happy about that.
No, you've got to be unbiased. You've got to be unbiased. You've got to be down the middle. But actually, Warden was held up a little bit there by Leopard in terms of being released as he went out. So actually, that might allow Ryan to, if he pits this lap and can save that time, he might actually have a chance of coming out ahead of the lap. Because of course, it was only about 2 tenths as he came out the pit. So you've got to say, I mean, it's still looking like on the cards as actually Jetson also pit. As actually Apex has just been passed there by Fens for now P10. Of course, Fens being the guy who has pit Apex yet to. Jetson in the McLaren also dived it in, which now promotes Drizzt up into P12, but he's still yet to pit as well. As now actually that means the two McLarens are 13th and 14th, which I mean in real F1 that's a pretty usual sight, seeing the McLarens a bit further down. But we'll still try and stick on ball this battle between Fred and Robbo. Josh.
Yeah, I was going to say, so we change it. Sadly, Leopard got a 5-second stop go. Yes! I mean, you know, we can't, you know.
We're never going to invite him back.
I've spoken to that. I know. I've spoken to Leopard, and he actually is really nice. I know I spoke to a lot of people, a lot of good people in the community, but Leopard's a lovely guy. And, yeah, but, I mean, at this very moment, I'm sorry, Leopard, but our friendship is out the window. It's all
everyone diving in.
Loads of pitters.
Yeah, Master was out.
Robbo. 5 seconds, stop, go.
Oh, that might come to hinder him later on. Fredster comes in. Hayden also comes in. You've got to say, a lot of pitters on lap number 12. Maybe this is the optimal time to come in. It's going to be another set of inters, so maybe that's a sign that the weather is not going to improve, you've got to say. You know,
Sims is on the mediums. Same with Robbo. Now Sims has just been lapped by Ryan, so I feel like Robbo has made a...
Robbo's taken our advice and gone on to the mediums, so fantastic job there.
He has, but he's at TOR Europe, so, you know, I mean, it seems that LCR are doing well, sort of, I was going to say keeping it clean. He's got yellows to visualise that.
Visualise! Ooh, that's
The
TOR
driver
Europe.
decided to stay out. I know, I said he was struggling, but not that much. So we have lost the hash driver of visualise here, and obviously Robbo went onto the medium, so... And now he's got Fredster all over the back of him.
Yep. Oh, he's got to be careful. Fredster's got to be careful. He's got to time this well. Because actually, I think Fens has undercut Fredster here, and actually Robbo was doing.
He has.
Is this a tyre glitch? Because Robbo was doing pretty well on their mediums. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's actually driving quite well.
Didn't know. So it'd be interesting.
Apex is also on the mediums. So is it actually getting to the point where the dry tyres are actually quicker in these wet conditions? It can happen, but it's unusual.
It says he's on the mediums.
It does.
So maybe... But Warden's just at the quickest time on Inters.
As it looks like, actually, is he going to be able to... It looks like Warden is going to come out ahead of Ryan, but what about Leopard? He might be close to him. Round turn 3 comes Leopard, getting a bit of oversteer, actually. Oh, slide like so tomorrow. As Hayden dives it in, and he's actually... It's just now registered to say he's on it. I have no idea what's happening with Robbo. Is he on the Inters or is he on the mediums? I don't know. As Hayden
I think
now
he's on the
dies
mediums, but I think...
Hayden's just pit again, put on mediums.
I think mediums are okay, because obviously with the mediums, they're going to have a lot of grip.
Maze
So,
comes in.
yeah. Potentially the mediums are actually the right
It's
call.
mediums, but it's also a front wing change for him. So maybe, just maybe, these guys who pitted for mediums might have just made the strategy call of the century. Yellow flag in sector 3. It's TOR Pepsi and Jetson, who have had a bit of a crash.
Oh, Jetson. Yeah, they've sort. I was going to say Jetson's sort of done the
They're both doing donuts.
I think they're trying to correct. Jetson's retired.
So we're down to 15.
Pepsi.
What about Pepsi? He might stay in. Jordan Gibbs does now come on the medium compound tyres. As Hayden
Pepsi is pitting.
Just past Apex. Bit of teamwork there by the LCR lads. But what about the race leaders? Will they see this as a chance to pit? Fast lap again by Warden. Setting a 21.0. But these medium guys are definitely looking quicker. I mean, Robbo just took a second down after Berserk there. It doesn't go fastest though. This is unusual stuff. Yellow flag in sector 1. Still ours.
It's in that crossover, but because obviously when you've got Warden setting fastest laps to Inters, but Robbo improved massively on the mediums. Because look at the gap now to Fens. It's only 2 seconds.
Yeah, what is this?
Zombie Hunters actually is.
It's bizarre strategy. It very much is. Whether, I mean, it doesn't. It does look like as if it's getting lighter, but it doesn't look like as if normally you consider the dry tyres when it's just completely stopped. So I don't know what the
Zombie Hunter's going on the softs.
He won't make it to the end, surely not. He can't do that 22 laps on set of softs, surely not. That'd be bizarre. I mean, weirder things have happened in Formula 1, but you never know.
Yeah, what was going to say? It does seem that the Red Bull driver of Revenge is struggling on those Inters, so I feel like the Inters guys have got to pit, which would promote Robbo up to first.
Robbo would be in the race lead. The Haas driver would actually lead this race for TOR Europe. But Hayden as well, he's stuck out at the medium. Same with Apex. So they're now up in 8th and 9th. As New Zealand Ryan still sets the fast lap at 20.9. Now the question is will Robbo get any closer? We'll watch his lap time, of course, to see if he gets anywhere near it. Up to the line.
Now, Master Berserk and Fens are both in.
He's just set a 20.8.
Both Renaults.
So in actual fact, Robbo has just set the exact same lap time as what New Zealand Ryan did. It was actually, both runners are in the pits, but Master Berserk's got 5 seconds stop go to serve. So he serves that, and but then he's actually going to hold Fens even more, which actually might help Fred for when he pits. So that's going to do Fred a massive favour for when he comes in. He's now going to surely jump. But this actually will now mean that Robbo is going to lead the race in a bizarre strategy race. As soon as the first pits come about, as Hayden now actually jumps Fens, I'm in a P7. So Hayden climbs up a position. So that's a good effort by him. So the LCR driver jumps him, but what about Fred? Where will he come out? What about the 2 leaders? Of course, Warden's got first call as to whether he comes in. Sim sets the fast lap at 20.8. So that's definitely a sign that the wet medium tyres are the better tyre. This is incredible stuff. You just can't.
Yeah, it is a
baffling.
very.
Warden does dive
pit.
in. So, I mean,
So Ryan says that Leopard's in. Hopefully
lap
Fred
again
pits.
by Newsy and Ryan though, 20.7. Well, Robert, 5 seconds stop
Leopard's
again
got to stop
for
going
Leopard.
again.
But he's going to serve it this pit stop. He's going to serve one this pit
Fred's
stop and then one
staying
at the end. There he is. There's the 5 second stop go. There he is. Fredster is now up in the P3 of this race. So Fredster is now
Fred
on
is
the
staying
podium.
out.
Maybe he's
Until he can
risking
go on
it.
softs.
I mean, he's got a bit of a gap behind him to Warden now, because obviously Warden's now on his way out. Well, that Master Berserk, he's miles behind, but it's his. I just don't know what to say. What can you say to this?
Yeah, I don't know if Fred is maybe sticking out to maybe try and go on the softs. Like, take the risk, you could say. Revenge is staying out on those inters as well. Pepsi's retired. He's retired in the pit lane.
Yeah, so he's had enough. His engineers actually put him on super softs as well. So. But yeah, it's still raining. It's still raining. Look at it.
It is.
It's still raining. So this is just ludicrous. Robbo is now surely going to claim the race lead. I mean, where will Ryan come out if he does pit? He's not. He's staying out. Ryan is gunning for it. Whether he sort of knows some of them we don't. Whether he thinks, oh, it might just dry up anyways, like so we can just go on a better tyre. I do not know. But this is just bizarre and strange. This can only happen in a race of champions. It's impossible.
It is. Yeah, it's just words are not forming. We've got a little battle happening between Hayden and Benz, one of the TOR Pacific lads, and also the LCR of Hayden. But
it's just it's weird. Or is it one of them things where, like, in one part of the track the mediums are quicker, whereas Fens does set the fast lap at 20.3. So surely the mediums are quicker. But everyone's on them. Because Fens is now all over the back of Hayden, by the way. The Renault driver on TOR Pacific going up against Arlad and LCR. No DRS, of course, in these conditions because it's still wet. They can't towards turn number 4. He does shift to the inside and tries to sell Hayden a dummy. And in the end, he actually does a fantastic job there. Through turn number 4 into 5. Fantastic overtake by Fens there. I'm in a P number 7 again. As he looks for a bit of a resurgence after being held up in the pits. But actually, Zombie Hunter has just passed Drizzt's Revenge. So that's surely a sign that the wet
Ryan's staying out again.
He's stayed out for another lap. To be fair, he's maintaining the gap to Robbo, so he's doing everything he needs to do.
Yeah, Fred is losing time to Warden, but he's losing a tiny bit to Robbo, but nothing crazy. But Fred's only down a 10th on his personal best, so Warden's just had the quickest time,
19.9. So I'm not too sure as to what's happening. This is one of them races where you just cannot quite script it.
It seems that Sector 1 is better on the inters, yet the rest is better on the mediums. Because Fred just took out 4 tenths from Robbo.
This is just like...
Well, this is very...
I mean, Jess Gamer's just put in, how is Robbo on mediums in the West? We don't know. Unless it's like...
everyone on mediums.
Yeah, I mean, everyone apart from Drizzt's, Fred,
Zombie Hunter.
And Zombie Hunter's
He's on softs.
So, I mean, I'm speechless. Like, I don't know what... You will not see a weirder race like it on F1 2017. You just won't. But this is where it's very...
But look, Warden,
isn't he? He's
2.7 seconds to Fred now.
He's closing up.
Ryan stayed out. Now, how long could you take softs for, do you reckon?
See, I thought around about 18, 19 laps. As
Fred dives it in.
Fred is in. Fred does dive it in. Now, where will he come out? I believe he might come out behind Fens.
And what tyres is he going to put on?
He could probably take softs. I reckon he could probably take softs at the end, but instead he plays it safe, goes on the mediums.
He's going on mediums.
Softs. Nope, it is mediums. It had a bit of a colour flash there. It weren't too sure what it was
Good on Codemasters. I mean, he's going to have maybe what he's thinking is the other guys on the mediums, towards the end of the race, their mediums are going to be absolutely shot to bits
Yeah,
with
they're
tyre wear.
struggle.
So maybe they will even have to pit again. So someone like Robbo, who... Yeah, so... Where's...
Robbo pitted quite early.
So Fred has come out... Fred's come out in front of Fence. Obviously, Fence being held to Master Berserk. Revenge is in. Oh,
Revenge. So that means it's just now, surely, losing the Ryan that's left on these wet compound tyres. As yes, he is, because Drizzt goes on to medium, so surely that is it. So this has got to be the time of Ryan who's going to say, right, you've got to pit. He stays out again.
Nope. 20 laps on one set of inters.
I reckon what he'll do is...
He has made a stop.
If it says, yeah, he made the stop around about lap 12, so he's... I mean, it'd be an absolute push to take these tyres to the end.
He's committing.
I mean, you've got to say fair play to Robbo for the strategy. He's the only guy who just said, right, I'm going to go on to the mediums. And it's worked a treat for him, and Warden goes faster again, 119.888. So, and I mean, it's still raining. It is just still raining out there.
Yeah, it's...
Well, let's stick on with Ryan and see how he gets on. We've got two back markers, and that's Jordan Gibbs and Drizzt's Revenge. So Jordan Gibbs lets him through nicely there. Then it's surely Drizzt's turn to say, right, come on. I mean, I know Ryan is in a bit of a rush at the minute. But you will not see a weirder sight in league racing probably for the rest of this year at the moment, because it is just unbelievable. I mean, Fredster is still... I mean, look at it. Ryan's still continuing to sort of pull out a gap to Robbo. He's still doing it. But when's he's surely got to come in again, because he can't take his tyres 24 laps. They won't go that far. The Inters will not go that far. He does. He's diving in. He's pitted.
Yeah, okay, he is in now. What tyres would he go on, though?
Softs. I think. Surely you could take softs to the end.
It looks to be softs, but we know what the game's
soft
like.
tyres.
It is softs.
But where's he going to come out? Of course, Warden will get past, because of course, you know, I mean, Warden spent so many more laps setting fastest lap after fastest lap after fastest lap. What about Leopard? It looks like as if Leopard's just like too far back, so Ryan's got a perfect pocket here to close up to Warden, but also enough so he doesn't have to worry about Leopard behind him. This could have been a risky call, but then again, you know, if you don't take risks, you're not going to end up with a race win. What is always said. So lap 21 of 36. Oh yeah, Fred is all over the back of him. The P5. Come on, Fred.
Can't be biased. Come on, Freddie. We cannot be biased, but we have to be. I know Mossberg's got a bit of lag there, so hopefully that doesn't cause an incident between the Pacific and the LCR lad. But yeah, as it stands, I mean, he's done well this race. He has sadly lost out some positions off from quali, but he's doing okay. In terms of the LCR guys, I will quickly run through them. As Fred, who is... I'll start with Fred. So we have got Fred in P6, who's trying to get past Master Berserk now for P5. Then we have Hayden in the Red Bull in P8. We have Apex, Fred's teammate, in P9, so both getting some points there. And we have ESR Amaze in the TOR. So sadly, his teammate Lives did crash out on lap 4, but Amaze is only 6 seconds behind Zombie Hunter, so potentially could get a point there. And then the other Red Bull of Revenge is sadly down in 13th, but who knows what will happen. It's league racing.
Anything can happen, Josh. That's what I always say. I mean, look at what we've seen.
It's like
so far.
when mediums and inters are the same speed around Brazil. Anything can happen.
But I mean, I'm not being funny, but I'm sticking on with Fred today here and just look at the weather. Just look at it.
It's raining.
It's not changed.
It is raining.
It has not changed at all. So I don't really know what to say. It's actually Hayden's at the moment.
He has, yeah. ESR Maze is in the pit. Oh, he's got off the 5 seconds stop go. One thing we didn't... Obviously, Leopard's got another stop go, so that will turn to 10 seconds. As Amaze has actually retired from the session. Sadly, he has retired there. But I mean, this will promote the Red Bull into 12th, but yeah, it's sad that Maze will not be carrying on. We have lost both the TOR rosters, as going through the people we have lost, so we have lost both TOR Rossos, as I said, for LCR. And then for TOR Europe, we have lost the Haas driver of Visualize and also the Ferrari of Pepsi. And then we have also lost one guy from Pacific, being Jetson in the McLaren. As we have got yellows in sector 2. Not too sure who that's for. I'm guessing it's for Amaze, this AI. Stick on board with Fred here, as this is the closest battle going. Warden's catching up to Robbo at the top there, but stick on board with Fred, seeing if he can get past the TOR Pacific guys, Master Berserk. But we've also got who's Apex is 2 seconds. Both Williams doing well. Only 2 seconds behind, obviously Hayden being another one of the guys. So we'll another thing. If he catches, oh, I thought Ryan at the moment there. Changing through the cameras so quickly on my end, I thought Ryan went off, but Warden now is actually within a second, but no DRS because it's wet apparently out there, which is yeah, very strange. But then, what is F1 without strange these days? Warden has just set the quickest time on the medium, so it's definitely medium's territory. We can say that. Ryan does seem to be, I don't know if he's struggling on the softs or not. Is Fred Master Berserk's round? In sector 3, Master Berserk is round, which is obviously now put Fred up into P5. Not too sure if there was contact there, but yeah, Master Berserk has lost out the position to Fred and also to teammate of Fens, and now Hayden as well. Master Berserk has lost some front wing, so is diving it in, probably for a set of stops, or we can imagine. But Warden at the top, all over the back of Robbo. You see Robbo with the incredible strategy call. Master Berserk has sadly picked himself up a 5-second stop-go penalty. We've seen quite a lot of them today. It seems that during the weather, with it being raining, people don't know when to sort of brake for the pit, which is understandable in the rain. Obviously braking markers are different, even though it's raining, but it's on soft tyres. Who knows? But stick on board with Warden. Is now going into 25. We'll see Robbo leading as Warden is now actually shifting to the inside. Robbo's not putting up much of a fight against him. Maybe looking for switch back. No, he hasn't. I think he's let Warden go quite easy, but I don't know. Warden with the rough exit there. Will this mean Robbo will go for the move? Doesn't seem it, but you can't really blame Robbo. I think he's seen that Warden has been gaining, as Ryan is now 5.7, so he's definitely found the groove, and he is actually up in his time, or maybe not. Maybe the timing's not lying to me there. We've got yellows in sector 1 and sector 2. Leopard, TOR Leopard has had a moment. He's now P6. I think he spun it by himself, but this is promoted. EVR Fred's go up into P4. He's left on those mediums now. He does seem to be struggling a bit. It's allowed Hayden to catch up to him, get some more points for the LCR lads, but I'm sure Fred will be happy with P4 as it stands. Obviously Leopard does have a 10-second stop goes visual on left this session, but obviously so Warden is currently in the lead. Starting now, so we've got 10 laps to go here. Yeah, Warden is currently in the lead, followed by Robbo, second that has done an incredible job. And then we have Ryan in P3 on the soft compound. And then we have the LCR man, the off-road zone, P4, followed by Fens, Method, Hayden, Apex, and one behind like Super Masterberg, Revenge, and TOR, and Box, ESR mains, Pepsi, Jetson, Visualize, and Lives today. So we've lost 5 guys, which obviously start unabated. Losing 5 is not the worst. Obviously we did have a lot of incidents and things like that, but as it stands, it's doing okay. So I'm not too sure where the jack is. seem that we have lost Jack for a moment. I'll keep you updated with what's happening. I don't know if we're going to keep you updated, but to be fair, there's not much happening at the minute. It's a lot of waiting around. The mediums are going to die out if the softs are going to make it to the end. It's a waiting game, I'd say. Let's take it out. We're about to have Hayden. The Leopard's now catching to Ben. He wants to try and get back to his original peak 4. Try and improve hard to what I'm doing.
My apologies, bit of technical difficulties, but we're all good. We are back.
There we go.
My apologies, Josh. A bit of technical difficulties with the audio, so I was trying to sort them out as quickly as possible. But we should be back now. Should be all good, hopefully. As I believe
the Leopard's in the wall.
Again? I saw he was in the wall earlier.
Yeah, he spun it. He spun it, but he's just clipped the wall. He hasn't lost any front wing. We've got Zombie Hunter now in the pit as well, but yeah, Leopard did. It's a bit, I don't know if you were still on cams or not.
I was on board with. I was doing my best to keep an eye on the cameras. We saw the Warden go around the outside of Rollo through the centre rest, which I thought was a fantastic overtake, by the way, for the race lead. Retaking the lead for TOR Pacific. I also did capture TOR Leopard in the wall, which I was like, oh my goodness me. But you got to say as well, I don't know if you mentioned it, EBR Fredster, oh man, up into P4.
Yeah,
fantastic job.
I did mention that.
Yeah,
obviously we've got battle. Yeah, battle. What was that? We've got Revenge and Jordan Gibbs. A little battle there. One of the TOR Europe and obviously LCR guys having a little battle. Obviously not for any points, but more for pride, I guess.
I think it's for a bit of fun, really.
So
I think that's what it's all about. Oh my god, I got flashing tyres. It's flashing green and white.
All Sims at the moment.
Yeah, Master Berserk passing him now for an extra
Sims,
point.
Ran wide. Obviously, Master Berserk got damage. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
I think he may have spun, hit the wall, got damage, and then pitted for a set of softs, and has now got past Sims.
Yep, the yellow flag sector 2 and 3. Who is it? Who have we had around?
Zombie Hunter.
It's Zombie Hunter. So the McLaren's driver goes from bad to worse. Ryan just now laps him, and that means now you've got to say it's been a poor day for the McLarens in terms of TOR Pacific, but Jordan Gibbs is now the inside of Drizzard's Revenge for P number 11. Come on, Revenge, do your best, sunshine. Fends it nicely, but in the end, Jordan gives a fantastic bit of braking into turn 1 and gets a move done. Coming out of turn 3, they're both run massively wide, actually. And actually, I think they're letting the leaders through. That would be New Zealand Ryan, as now Jordan Gibbs.
That was Warden.
Oh, that's Warden, sorry, but he needs to get out of the way a little bit. Jordan Gibbs sort of holding him up a little bit through turn 4, and in the end does let him through going into turn 5, and that was a little bit on the grass though through turn
Jordan
6.
Gibbs is on the grass.
Can Drizzard's Revenge take full advantage of this though? Through turns number 6 and 7. He is shifted down, he hits on his contact! Oh, and Jordan Gibbs falls down wide at the run down towards turn number 8. But fends it nicely, cuts across the grass a little bit there. But he fends it just about with a bit of contact by the time. I don't think any damage was caused, but look at the back end of Jordan Gibbs. He is struggling like there is no tomorrow. But they come towards turn number 10, and oh my goodness.
Into stage?
I mean, it'd be bizarre to think, but I mean, surely if one of these guys at the back can risk it, that's what I'd say. You know, why not risk it? You know, for example, like guys like Drizzard's Revenge or Gibbs, of course, they're on for no points, and why not just gamble it, you know, and see what happens? You never know what might happen, but of course, you don't want to be one of the guys near the front and make a call like that. You know, I'd hate to be one of them, sort of just work it out, thinking, is it? I mean, you look at it, just now when we're losing one, it looks a lot lighter going through sector 1 than it was, but it is still wet. This is what don't make. It's still spraying off the cars. Or what? Whether we've got a graphical glitch, for all we could know.
It could be dry skies.
It could be completely clear. It could be sunny for the guys, and then for us, it's just still pelting it. I hope it isn't that, because then we've just been assuming for that last 20 laps that the rain has been like bad, but not bad enough. Yeah. But I mean, we have got some guys who were racing who are now out in the chat. For instance, Jetson being one. We've even got Brock Does Twitch in the chat, so welcome, my friend. Probably cheering on those lads for Pacific. But I mean, in terms of the championship, Josh, I mean, you got to say I think it pretty much is that TOR Pacific are going to grab the victory. The Warden and Ryan first and third, Fens in fifth, Master Berserk in ninth. So you got to say they've surely wrapped it up. LCR, by the way, we're doing our best at the minute. We've got fourth place of EVR Fredster, then we've got seventh for Hayden, eighth for Apex. So 3 guys in the points, up a possible 6th. It's not bad. We'll take that.
Yeah, we've lost 2, obviously. Maidstone lives, both Torossos. And then, yeah, we've got the Red Bull Revengers in 12th. But as you were saying, yeah, Hayden and Apex, 7th and 8th.
He's actually just got past.
4th is...
he's just got back past Jordan Gibbs.
He's now in 11th. And they're sort of holding up Ryan a bit as well.
And in the end, actually...
Jordan Gibbs has got back past Revenge because he's just got out of the way of Ryan. But
yeah. And this is not helping the guys at the front at all, because Ryan's doing his best to catch up. To get back past. Actually, a bit of contact! Oh, contact between the 2 TOR lads. TOR Pacific and TOR Europe, of course, 2 still different teams, but not really too sure what's happening. As actually now New Zealand Ryan will just sort of try and shift down this and say, right, I'm not actually battling you, my friend. I'm going to just go right past.
Sims is on the grass.
Oh, Sims is off.
He's been correct back onto track.
He's gone.
He's just gone on an absolute mare.
I mean, Kimi Räikkönen got lost around this track. I'm pretty sure Sims might have just got lost as well. But it's really pooped him out in the middle of the track, so he should be all good. But I mean, these guys behind him are still definitely nowhere near as probably they'd like to be. Jordan Gibbs and Drizzt's Revenge. But I mean, these 2 scrapping away has not exactly really helped New Zealand Ryan this lap, as he's doing his best to just try and close up as much as he can. Fens, by the way, starting to catch up to EVR Fredster, the P4. So just to take even more points away from us. As Ryan running wide there out of turn 1. He locked up and ran massively wide there, and actually has got these guys back all over the back of it again.
Fens has actually got a penalty as well.
Well, has he? Oh, that's alright now. That makes it just a little bit more better.
Obviously, we know Leopard does. He's got 10, so if Hayden can try to find 2 seconds, nearly 3 to Leopard, he can jump Leopard, obviously, with his stop-go.
I mean, he could, yeah, actually, that's a good point, actually. So, in actual fact, you can see Hayden up in P6 at the moment. So, 8 points, it's a good day, really. I'd take that, you know. I mean, in terms of position climb, you've got to say, you know, definitely one of the contenders for driver of the day at the minute. You've got to say, Robbo, with a fantastic bit of strategy to get himself up in the P2, but as well, V-Fens as well. P5 at the minute, starting P15, so a good day for the Renault driver as well. So definitely 2 candidates driver day. Sims is out. Sims is out, which means Drizzt's Revenge is going to be the points. Yes, we're going to get another.
And Jordan Gibbs is off as well.
And Jordan
behind.
Gibbs is
the Ferrari's done what Sims did.
Oh, it's getting better and better.
LCR have now got some more points. Drizzt's Revenge is going to be taking. It's 1 more. We're going to get some decent points here as it stands. Jordan Gibbs nearly actually just taken out Fens. Jordan Gibbs seems to be not liking the lapped cars today.
Says Sims, by the way. It's just parked up right at the pit entrance. If anyone wants to dive into the pit, that's going to be a pretty scary sight, just to see that Force India just chilling there. Jordan Gibbs does pit. Whether it's going to go for fast lap from merit or what. Zombie Hunter, by the way, just can't the line. He's on the supers, by the way. The McLaren driver. He did have to make a pit stop
as well.
So good effort by lad, just maybe a bit of pride.
19.6.
There's 2.8 seconds now, so you've got to say surely Warden's got this wrapped up by the lap number 33. Not too many, not 2 laps to go. So we're just about to start lap number 34 for the leaders, and Warden's got 11 seconds clear of Robbo. We haven't really kept your eye on that. So surely this lad's got it in the bag. So Warden with a fantastic bit of strategy to get it right at the right time. Ryan, I think he maybe took it a bit too risky. If we'd have gone the mediums at the same time as Warden, of course, he had to pit a lap later because of him being his teammate. But I mean, he still could have battled him, but instead it looks like he might miss out, and he also might miss out on P2. You know, he's not really catching Robbo at the moment. So Robbo with a fantastic, there's another word for it, fantastic bit of strategy to get himself into P2 for TOR Europe. He'll be very happy with that. So yeah, so what can you really say other than that? I mean, we might be close. I'm just doing the maths. We might be close to TOR Europe. It's sort of touch and go. So we might be able to sort of nick it from them. But I mean, ultimately, TOR Pacific have definitely got this in the bag at this time being. As yeah, Jess has brought up a good point as well. You've got to say, yeah, in these wet conditions, the harder tyres are actually faster because, of course, you know, it's sort of how it works, really. You know, it's like when someone comes into the pits. You know, when it used to get dry and it was completely dry and there was no rain or whatever. We always used to come in and always just want to set the medium tyres until the run was laid down. Fredster had a bit of a moment there at turn number 4 and is left prone into turn number 5 against Fens. Of course, he does have a time penalty, friends, but not able to get a move done there. Fredster's shutting the door. But a small mistake by the Williams, and now he's all over the back of it through turn number 6. Still all over the back of it, they run towards turn number 7. Fredster's struggling. Fredster is definitely struggling in that Williams. And he's got Fens all over the back of it, and then gets a bit of oversteer, and then a bit of lag, actually, sorry. My apologies for that. Fens got a massive bit of lag. I thought he went off, and I was thinking, yes, he's got dodged a bullet. But in the end, no. He's still all over the back of him. The Williams versus the Renault. Pacific versus LCR. Who will end up on top? They can't towards the final corner now, and still Fred leads, but it's only just. Maybe the better exit from Fens here might prove to be mighty. He has got a much better exit on the run down towards turn 1, this massive long run down, and he's already side by side, and he's already got his nose ahead as they run towards turn number 1 now, and actually, he might have the move done already, and he does. Will Fred try and go for a late lunge here to fend it back? No, slots in behind. He probably knows that he has a 3-second time limit on this penultimate lap, but a good move by Fens there, taking advantage of what has been a bit of a struggle this lap from Fred. We hope it doesn't continue. We hope he can just keep that 3 seconds to him. As actually, we've got to say as well, Hayden is definitely not going to be able to catch Leopard unless Leopard makes a mistake for that stop-go penalty. But yeah, Josh, good bit of battle then.
We have seen Leopard. Yeah, Leopard has made some mistakes here, which is quite surprising from him. You know, being a driver, normally he's very consistent, but yeah, making those mistakes, I mean, it's helped us out.
I mean, no, he's got the pressure. No, you've got to say, Leopard's got the pressure on his shoulders because, of course, he is TOR Europe champion, which is why he's representing TOR Europe today. But he's also LCR champion. So you've got to say the pressure was on his shoulders to perform, because obviously, out of the 3 leagues and participants that were in this sort of competition, he's won 2 of them. He can't win specifically because, of course, he's not from over there. But surely the pressure on his shoulders still right. He's currently in P6, which, I mean, I don't think he'll be happy with, given where he was at the start. He was on pole position with a fantastic lap.
Leopard was on the grass.
Ooh, he's going very slow. Has he got a puncture? No. He's going remarkably slow. But it's now under 10 seconds. He might do it. As Fred's back past Fens. Fred's got back past Fens through turn number 3. Last lap scrap here for P4 as they run on towards turn number 4. No sign of a late lunge there by Fens, but a fantastic move again by Fred to get back up into P4. So good effort by the lad, and actually now promotes LCR back to 4th place on merit. But round the final corner, by the way, we should mention, does come Warden, and I'm pretty sure that the lads in the TOR stream at the minute are going absolutely mental, because it is going to be TOR that surely are going to take this victory. Warden 99, the man who's done fantastic in Pacific, wins the Brazilian Grand Prix and the LCR vs TOR Race of Champions. Fantastic effort by the Mercedes driver with a fantastic bit of strategy, does it. But you've got to say, driver of the day, surely, Robbo for TOR Europe is going to take P2 and snatch it away from New Zealand Ryan, who doesn't make it a Mercedes 1-2. It's going to be TOR Pacific first, TOR Europe second, and then Pacific in third again. But then comes our man, the top man in LCR. It's going to be EBR Fredster, who takes P4 for the Williams and for LCR. He'll take that any day long, the highest finisher. As actually, TOR Leopard is going remarkably slow onto the line. He's in lead and he's short shifting. As round the final corner comes Hayden, he is closing up. Oh, there is no tomorrow, and surely he's going to do it. Surely Hayden is going to nick it from Leopard. He doesn't. How is he not? Did he have a stop go?
Leopard's made 2 stops, but I think Hayden did. I think Hayden did have a stop go.
Oh no! Apex suddenly ended up winning that race all of a sudden for a second. Then it suddenly said Apex in first. He crossed the line. But yeah, Master Result comes over P9, Drizzle's Revenge in P10. And that is that. Oh my goodness me. What a bizarre race we have just witnessed. You will not see a more unfamiliar sight in league racing. There he is. Well, there she is, actually. Warden, top step of the podium. Yet again proving that heading into the next season of TOR, definitely going to be someone to watch as well with Ryan. And actually the same with Robbo, with that fantastic bit of consistency and strategy. Taking that P2 and actually ruining the party for the TOR Pacific lads with a good effort for the TOR Europe. There is your podium. Warden first, Robbo second, New Zealand Ryan in third. Oh my goodness me. So, rundown of the field for you. So Warden does win by 16 seconds over Robbo. Then comes New Zealand Ryan, and then comes the LCR lad of EBR Freds to take in P4. Started 4th, ended 4th. I think you'll be happy with that. Then comes Fens in P5, and then the P6 of TOR Leopard. Sad day for him, really, but overall, not a too bad result. Then comes Hayden in P7, who did have a stop-go penalty as well. LCR Apex ended up P8. Master Berserk P9. Drizzt in P10, and then the only two guys to not be outside, to be outside the points and finish. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Zombie Hunter, and I believe that was TOR Jordan Gibbs. And that is that. There we have it.
And I have just done the calculations of what the final results are.
Go ahead.
So, grabbing the win, as we expected, was Pacific with 52 points. And then it's very close between Europe and LCR. However, sadly, Europe did just about get it. They got the second place finish, and then Leopard as well, obviously grabbing the 8 points. So it does mean they got 26. And then just behind is LCR on 23. So sadly...
Oh my god, that is close.
The gap?
Yeah.
So LCR finished with 23 points. Europe finished with 26.
Oh, oh that sucks. That's so close. Oh.
But that's going by my calculations, but I think they are correct.
If only Robbo
yeah, I
wasn't
believe that's
here.
how.
If only Robbo wasn't
If
here.
only.
But yeah, so there you have it. That is it. Just like that. The TOR and LCR Race of Champions is finished. Sadly, we did come third, but we were so close. Fair play to TOR Pacific. They were incredible. You know, they absolutely dominated. Fair play to TOR Europe as well. They were really consistent and really proved, you know, I mean, for instance, TOR Leopard, if you hadn't made about the stake, they'd have been on for even further more points. Robbo with that fantastic bit of strategy as well. Going back to Pacific as well, Warden taking the race victory, thoroughly deserved it. Fantastic, consistent driving from him. New Zealand Ryan taking that P3 as well. Master Berserk, actually, who put in a good effort, ended up P9. But yeah, so, my friend, that is that. Josh.
That is that.
First of all, anything you'd like to say?
No, I think that race is
Speaks for itself.
sort of summed it up. Yeah, speaks for itself. To be fair, that was a incredible race, and yeah, it was worth getting up for. I say this. I got a call from Jack about 10 o'clock, and Jack was walking back to his house, and he was like, "Josh, right?" I'm like, "I'm in bed." I'm just not.
It's a Sunday morning. We're not usually awake at this time. I won't lie to you, but I mean, whether you were watching over in Australia, where you're now just sort of about to get ready to bed, start Monday morning all over again, or whether you were jumping in from, even if you're coming from America and watching at the late hours there, getting ready for bed to start your lovely Sunday morning, or you woke up on Sunday morning to watch us in bed, enjoying it in the nice warm in Europe. We thank you for your support on this stream. It has been incredible. It has been fantastic. And most of all, Josh, make sure you sign up to LCR and TOR. That's what I will say. Make sure you, if you're not
Yes,
I was
saying to you beforehand. I think I'm gonna LCR. I think I'm gonna give a cheeky sign up. But yeah, I'm gonna wait and see on that one. It looked like we did Monaco one-shot quality.
Yeah. No, I will end the stream before it starts to get messy now with this one-shot quali in heavy rain in 3 laps at Monaco with damage on full. That's just going to end in tears. But yeah, that will end the stream. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you very much for TOR and LCR for inviting us in. It's been a pleasure. It's been a privilege. And I'm very honoured to have the privilege of commentating it with you, Josh. And that will end the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your Race of Champions. Thank you and goodbye.